Hey, what's up, gang? It is Matt with OddsJam, and today's video just going to be going over some quarterback passing props for the Super Bowl. Looking at running back, wide receiver, tight end, all that stuff later. Novelty props. That video is actually already out. Also, Gatorade prop one is already out. But today's just going to focus on the quarterbacks. You know, it's only the most important position in all of sports. So, and I'm just going to start with touchdowns and then go from there. So, I found, looking at the total passing touchdowns, there wasn't any play on if you take their individual number. Like Burrow, over 1.5 is pretty heavily juiced towards the over. There's also not any plus EV there. And if you remove the VIG, there's no plus EV on the under as well. So sitting out over 1.5 touchdowns for Burrow. Same logic, but the opposite scenario for Stafford. So his is priced at 2.5. A little bit of plus EV towards the over. But if you remove the VIG, it's not going to be positive expected value. And then the unders is heavily juiced, under 2.5 with no value there. But so what I interpreted from this is that the most likely scenario for each quarterback is that they throw for 2 touchdowns, right? Burrows over under is 1.5, heavily priced towards the over. And then if you go to 2.5, heavily priced towards the under. Same exact scenario with Stafford. His is set at 2.5 with the under heavily juiced, and then the over 1.5 also heavily juiced. So there is this prop on DraftKings where you can bet on the quarterback's exact passing touchdowns. So Joe Burrow, exact passing touchdowns, you can get 2 exact passing touchdowns at plus 210. So I think that's a really good bet. I'm going to put 30 on the Burrow one. I'm going to put a little more on the Stafford one because his odds are a little bit worse. So 30 and 40. But I just think that's an incredibly profitable and insane value on getting their exact passing touchdowns. The logic being, based on how you can interpret the OddsJam Perfect Line odds on their over-under passing touchdown prop, is that if you played this game, 1,000 times, that the most likely scenario is that each quarterback throws for exactly 2 touchdowns. So getting the Burrow at plus 210, getting Stafford at plus 175, I think is incredible value. I really, really love that bet. Going down, I found a ton of value on passing yards. So the OddsJam Perfect Line, which is right here, prices Burrows over under passing yards at 280. And they have a little bit better odds towards the over, the 280 amount. Using this OddsJam football odds page, it looks like you can get Joe Burrow over 276.5 at minus 210 on both BetMGM and FanDuel. I think that's incredible value. You're getting 4 yards less than what the OddsJam Perfect Line prices it at, and you're getting that at minus 110 odds. So I'm going to go. This is going to be one of my favorite plays of the night. I'm putting 100 on the Burrow over 276.5 passing yards. I just think that's incredible value. Looking at Stafford, so a little bit of a similar situation, but not quite as valuable. So Stafford's over under passing yards prop, OddsJam Perfect Line has it at 285.5, but they have the under that number pretty heavily juiced. So plus 110 on the over 285, minus 131. So you could get 4 yards lower at minus 110 on FanDuel. You can get 5 yards lower, minus 113 on Barstool, BetRivers, and Unibet. Or you can get it all the way down at 279.5 at minus 115 on BetMGM. To me, the best value is actually getting the middle number. You're getting it at minus 113 on these 3 sportsbooks, Unibet, BetRivers, Barstool, and you're getting it for 5 yards lower than what the OddsJam Perfect Line prices it at. So I'm going to take this on Barstool. It's not quite a mixed slam like the Burrow one is, but I do think it's a really good bet because you're still getting some value there, just not quite as much value. And I also love this DraftKings prop, the total passing yards over 565.5. So if you add what the OddsJam Perfect Line prices Stafford and Burrow at, it adds up to exactly 562. So I already did the calculations. You just add 285.5 plus 280.5. Actually, I think I had my math wrong on that one. Let me do this one more time, and I'll do it live. That way people know it's legit. So the OddsJam Perfect Line prices Burrow at 280.5, right? OddsJam Perfect Line right there. You add what they have Stafford at, which is 285.5, 285.5. And so they actually priced that at 266. So we're getting it at 265.5. So we are getting it at the over. We are getting it at minus 110 odds. So it's not a huge play, but I do really like it. So this is going to be a smaller $50 play for me. And looking through, so passing attempts, there is no value really. They're both priced at about 36.5, with Burrows being a little bit slightly more likely to go under that amount. And they have Stafford at exactly plus 100 if you remove the VIG. So there's no play on the attempts. If you remove the VIG here, it's not plus EV taking Burrow under. But if you wanted, DraftKings has another promo where you could just say who's going to have more passing attempts, Burrow and Stafford. So they have it priced pretty evenly. But if you look at the projections and what the OddsJam Perfect Line says, Stafford is actually projected to have more passing attempts than Burrow, and you're getting that at even money. Personally, for football reasons, I actually think Burrow is going to have more passing attempts. So personally, I'm going to sit this one out. But I can admit that there is value here. So if you wanted to take that for a smaller number, I wouldn't think that's a terrible bet. Let's see what else we got here. So passing completions, there's no value. Burrows, if you remove the VIG, priced at exactly plus 100. Same thing with Stafford. The Burrow over completions was plus EV. I believe I got it at plus 115, but the odds have changed, unfortunately. So no plus EV either way here. Let's see what else we got here. So the last one, longest completion, I thought there was a ton of value on Stafford. So as you can see, they have Burrows priced at minus 120, plus 101. Over 38.5 longest completion. If you wanted to buy an extra yard and get it at minus 108 on FanDuel, you could. I don't think that's a super valuable play, so I'm going to sit this one out. But the Stafford over 39.5 longest passing completion, I absolutely love. So only 20 cents in market with, because it's a plus and a minus, so you subtract them. So incredibly tight market for a player prop. And if you remove the VIG, so minus 123, plus 103, it puts the true line on this at minus 111 and closer, actually basically minus 112, right? It'll round up to minus 112. And we are getting this at minus 110 on DraftKings. So I think that's an incredibly valuable play. Matt Stafford over 39.5 longest completion. Makes sense. He can go deep to Kupp. He can go deep to Odell. I think that's a really, really good play. So that's all I got for you. I'll have a screenshot summing up all my plays at the end. But just to recap, it was Burrow and Stafford to hit exactly 2 touchdowns. It was total passing yards, Burrow over 276.5 and Stafford over 280.5. And then also the total over 565.5. And then nothing on completions, nothing on touchdowns. Longest one I just talked about was Stafford. And that's it. So that's all I got for you. A couple quarterback props for you. If you are tailing these, I would love to hear it. I would love to know what you think. If you're fading them, if you think I got it wrong, I would also love to hear that and love to hear why. So hit me up on Twitter at my handle below. Comment on the video. Let me know what you think. And then other than that, just please, please, please rate, review, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it. We want to make sure we get this to as wide of an audience as possible so we can all start cashing together. That's all I got for you. So happy betting, happy watching, and good luck.